What's up, everybody? You're on the Mania pre show. Billy, myself, and young Austin are going to talk a little bit about Mania, see if we've changed our mind about any particular matches that are up and about, and also take some of your questions that you have since we are live right now. Only one thing I noticed last night from SmackDown that made me change my thought was something that's like a who cares match, but they said Carmella's wedding is next week and she was going on a honeymoon. So right away I was like, okay, she's got to get rid of the title then.
I thought that they would do like some kind of celebration with it. That actually made me change my mind where they do something with the belts or whatnot. At the same time, all I've seen now is Sasha and Naomi win, pin the champions.
Yeah.
And they are strong, like betting favorites now.
Yeah.
So I am now doing a thing where I may sprinkle money on all of the underdogs because literally you bet everybody else in this match, you're going to make money. Now, this match is not at the level where I would make any kind of inquiry to think that it would be a good story to break.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm just going to play that off what I see on television, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, they could win, but I mean, it's the strongest booking I've ever seen, especially of Sasha Banks.
Yeah, the champions can't ever win, which always makes you think, okay, well, whoever's doing this nights before is totally going to be doomed. What do you think, Austin?
I think Sasha and Naomi.
You think they'll still win?
Yeah.
But they were winning. What we've seen, if you watch wrestling for enough years, you'll see what they do is if people win loads and loads and loads of matches on TV, they don't win on pay-per-views. And what's really dumb is when you see a person win the Money in the Bank, they lose loads of matches before they get it, and then they lose loads of matches while they have it, even though they're supposed to be the champion next. That's it's just
lose every match.
You notice that they do.
Yeah, and Mania's got from now it's about an hour and 45 minutes away from the pre-show, which is 2 hours long. I don't think I'm going to be busy with the pre-show at all. I wanted to ask you your thoughts on the Hall of Fame because I did a show earlier that is exclusively on patreon.com/Lingus Mafia where we went over it. And I had an issue with, obviously we know like Sharmell, like why is she in? Obviously that's the Coco Wing where it's why are these people in? It looked to me, I equated it to where you have an essay to write and you need 500 words and you make as many words as you can to make it as long as possible when you don't have to. Like her accomplishments, they were bragging over how great she was and what she did where it's not right. But her speech then, on the other hand, was perfect. She thanked everybody for doing what they did for her. She wasn't like, oh, look at my accomplishments. So she did everything right, I thought, and made up for it. But obviously, it's everybody doing the, oh, my God, she was a pioneer and, she paved the way. What'd you think?
I think they're going to run out soon if they're doing this whole, I mean, they didn't do celebrity this year, but they got to go celebrity, woman, black, tag team, dead person, top guy. Like, they're going to run out of that format soon. Just put everybody in that needs to be in. Like, just dig up the names that are not going to in. And let's get, it sounds bad, right? But who cares? Let's get everybody in while they're alive. Vader should not have died before he went in. There was plenty of opportunity to put him in.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that Sid's going to die or anything, but, like, let's get Sid in while he's really, like, competent and can do a good speech and get as many of these people in. I even felt like Steiner was a little bit affected by health issues that he's had in the last couple of years. He seemed a couple of pennies short.
Yeah, like just the walking to the ring, like, their bodies are killing them. And did you take away also from for the Hall of Fame when they were talking about the Hall of Fame, like that whole here's the Hall of Fame stuff, and they showed Macho Man as if he accepted the Hall of Fame award. Like a lot of him talking about the Hall of Fame and being at the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, don't try to make it like you guys didn't do this until after he died. And they did the same with Vader when it was Vader at the Hall of Fame dancing around the stage like he actually was inducted or something. And I'm like, you guys did this after they were dead. And don't make it like, you guys did something for them when you totally screwed them.
Who and when do you think they told Nikki Bella that Vader was actually dead and that she wasn't going to hear and talk?
Oh, God. I was more fascinated by the dress that Brie was wearing because I was looking to go to International House of Pancakes after I saw what she was wearing.
Well, yeah, that's like a massive difference, isn't it? I mean, obviously, we're pointing out the obvious, but it's weird,
But I
like,
mean,
when you put them
deflated.
next to each other, it's like they're not even related. Well, I mean, obviously, you have the whole facial thing, but yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah, they were like melted bags of butter, is what I would think. Do you have any questions on your side from anybody asking what you think about Taker doing the never say never? Man, Billy, I am praying that they do this instead of Cody. I am praying that they send Undertaker out there and save Cody for the Monday after.
I'm just trying to check that this is going out on YouTube and not somewhere else. I definitely pressed the YouTube button. This should be coming up on our channel, and I'm not seeing it in our channel. Can somebody leave a comment to say where you're watching this? Because the idea was we've done loads of shows, and the idea was to interact. But as I'm refreshing my YouTube, I'm not seeing it coming up on our YouTube channel.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it is.
It is. There you go.
I'm just not seeing it then.
Yeah.
Restart that.
What?
Restart the app.
Restart the app. All right. I'm getting tech advice from a little kid. Now what should I do? Oh, look, there it is.
Oh yeah, it worked.
It worked, yeah. All right.
There you go. Yeah, see, we just the handsome devils thing. Yeah, that's it.
The same things we see here are coming up on the chat. Okay, so if you guys want to talk about anything that we didn't address in our shows already, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to continue on. We're going to give Austin a chance to talk about what he wants to see at WrestleMania. Before we do that, what did you think of NXT, or whatever you've seen of it? Obviously, I don't want to dig too much into match quality and all that kind of stuff and length of time. And it's more a case of the belts that did get switched, with Mandy keeping hers and Bron Breakker not getting that moment on WrestleMania weekend and winning the NXT title. How do you get pinned by Dolph Ziggler? Is that a case of everybody thinks this, so let's do that? Does that set the tone of WrestleMania, where it's not Cody, it's Undertaker, and Bianca Belair gets pinned by Becky, and Ronda loses, and we get like the Street Profits winning? And where do they draw the line? Where do they look at the results and go, this is obvious, this is obvious, this is obvious? How much do they change from what we're looking at and going, this is bang obvious? Do you go as high as Brock Lesnar winning, or do you just kind of chuck a few bits in the middle?
No, I think when it's like very important, like the Brock and Roman thing, they just barrel ahead and just go, this is what, I mean, they have plans. When it comes down to like Becky and Bianca, I think they could just say who cares when they want to with that. And I think they can really do that Undertaker one that I want to see instead of Cody. I think it's a bigger moment if Undertaker was just inducted and he comes out and just literally 2 minutes. Oh, you wanted a match, Seth? Here you go. And you're killed. And it's a moment. And that's their whole Mania moment nonsense that they try to push. Mandy holding on to it, I was like, oh, this is a way for her to get rid of the belt without being pinned and leave. But like you said the other day, she's kind of new there still. So it's like they revolve NXT around her. She is the face of NXT, and very nice face, by the way. They got rid of the tag belts off your girlfriend Gigi, which anytime I see her live, I go, I don't know how you guys find that to be hot.
I don't know how you don't. I don't know how
the pictures are fantastic, not real life pictures. So the other thing, let's see what happened where that was more surprising than Ciampa. And so is he just retired? He's done. It didn't look like he's moving to Raw. And Sam Roberts had said earlier he thinks, with their stupid predictions when they actually know what's going to happen. And he says, I think he retires after this match. And this is his last match after he loses. That's what it certainly seemed like. I mean, I don't see Triple H coming out there hugging him and making him, bow to the audience and all that stuff to go to Raw. I think he's like done.
I don't think that's correct. I know he looks really old, but just do me a favor and just Google how old he is. I don't actually know, but I know he looks about 10 years older than he is. And I think you're looking at him and going, oh, hey, this is a guy who is here to put people over and have one last run or whatever. But no, I don't think that.
Other than his body.
I think that AJ and even I think AJ's definitely older than him. Joe was older.
You want to take a guess?
I think Finn Balor. What?
Want to take a guess?
Sorry?
I have it.
38.
Yeah, about that. 38, 39.
36.
There you go. He's younger than Finn Balor.
And he's going to be 37.
But I wasn't 100% sure.
37
Sorry?
in a month.
Yeah, he's not so. That's what I mean. You're looking at him going, oh, this guy's 45 and he's done. He's not done. He's going to wrestle for like 7 or 8 more years, I think. So he might as well do it here.
Do you think then he's just going up to Raw and that's it? Because I think the way Vince is, I'm like, oh, so he's a small guy who's incredibly in shape, but like a Finn style, ripped but short. And
I think that was more of a case of, this is the end of our brand. This is the end of what we made. This is the end of what we made. You putting him over, that's 2.0 going over yellow and gold, and that's the last.
That's the end of him.
The last man standing kind of thing. That's what I thought it was. Knowing his age, I've been surprised by this before, and I'm more surprised now that I forgot. But now that you've said it, I do remember that he's younger than AJ Styles and Finn Balor. AJ's a lot older than Balor by about 5 years, but I'm just saying that Balor looks like he's in his late 20s when he's actually like in his late 30s.
I know Gargano's like contract was up, but I always thought that he had re-signed or that he's still doing something. Is he gone completely, or is he?
Yeah,
he's
gone.
Waiting for his wife.
He re-signed with NXT, but he had offers, unlike that Kyle O'Reilly.
So you think we're waiting for him and his wife to jump over to the other side, as in AEW?
No, I don't think. Look, AEW is so like full. I mean, to the point
beyond
where last
full.
night people are like, oh God, it's Samoa Joe. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's Joe. I mean, Tony Khan tried to do that when he was like behind him trying to squeeze his ass, but the rest of the crowd didn't think anything of it. I mean, I always like have bits ready for him to watch and go, hey, watch this, and it's Keith Lee coming in, or Tony Storm, or Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole. I think with Bryan, Cole, and Punk, you were
Really excited.
But that is now, it's like less, isn't it, each time?
Yeah.
With all the new people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. So, it doesn't work anymore.
I got a question for you from John. He says, Billy, Brock Lesnar is advertised for WrestleMania Backlash and Money in the Bank, which is a stadium show. Is there a chance that Lesnar wins tomorrow and faces McIntyre and has matches like that?
You've got Brock and Roman on the WrestleMania Backlash photo, so that one's just a case of removing the loser. I think if you're trying to shock people, I don't think you do it at the expense of Roman, who's coming up to, look, he's not stale. Everybody's in love with him. His merchandise is selling. People are buying tickets to watch him. He's not ready to lose. I think Brock Lesnar's job is always there to obviously be a draw, but ultimately, like, if you beat Brock Lesnar, you can then carry the company during the time while Brock Lesnar's off television. There is no point Brock Lesnar having this win. I know Brock Lesnar's going to continue to do more throughout the year because I've been made aware of merchandising that says Brock 20 on it, which is just because it's his 20th year. But I do feel there'll be a break before then. I feel that Brock could be in for Money in the Bank because I feel that Brock will be in for the next show that happens at Saudi because that's one of the Saudis' favorites. But at the same time, at the expense of this whole storyline that you're doing, I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think Brock needs to win that match tomorrow against Roman. And also, Roman hasn't beaten Lesnar at WrestleMania yet, and he's got a terrible win-loss record against him as well until this year, where he won them, last time out, where he won that match in Saudi, and then he had the one win at SummerSlam. Prior to that, Brock Lesnar was winning every match. He won at 34. He won the cage match after that. So, yeah, I think that that Roman wins. I don't think there's any point changing that. They could, but it would be changing it for changing its sake. The only argument is Brock's doing his best work as well. And I'm sure that Brock Lesnar is a merchandise machine, and I'm sure that he's the number one babyface in the company, above everybody on Raw or SmackDown. So the one thing about this match is you legitimately have the 1 and 2. Sometimes at WrestleMania you don't have that. You have a champion who's an established champion going up against a guy they're trying to make. If you look back to last year, neither Lashley or Drew McIntyre were the number 1, 2 guys in the company. And you had Roman Reigns defending against Edge and Daniel Bryan, 2 guys who were trying to play out individual storylines. He wasn't going up against any mega star. It wasn't like a mega match. The year before, Drew and Brock Lesnar wasn't a mega match. It was them trying to use Brock Lesnar to make Drew. They haven't had this for years. They haven't had this since they put The Rock and John Cena together. It's always been, we're trying to make Roman. We're trying to make Roman. We're trying to make Roman against Brock. We're trying to make Roman against Undertaker. We're trying to make Roman against Triple H. And then the next year is we're trying to make Kofi. We're trying to make Seth Rollins. We're trying to make Becky. It's been a whole trying to make thing for about 10 years. The last time we had a main event where it's like, look, these 2 are the fucking dudes. Like, these 2 are the guys. That was Rock Cena. That was the last time.
Did you feel more confident about your prediction of Vince getting in that match after last night? I certainly did.
Yeah.
Vince coming out and getting in his face.
The way they stood next to each other. Like that seemed like that would be what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go through while we wait for other questions. I want to say each of these matches, and I want Austin's opinion on
Austin
win.
Needs this bit for his Instagram. So
okay. So we'll go down the list of how
let me let Austin sit in the middle, and I'll leave the shot complete. So you can make sure you're in the middle.
You get more ratings with just Austin there. All right, Austin, you ready for some of these? You're going to tell me who you think's going to win, and just give me a little bit of why, okay?
Okay.
All right, first night they have on here is Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
I think Drew.
Okay. Any reason why?
Because Drew's like the good guy, and
okay.
They keep stealing all his stuff and everything, and it's pretty obvious Drew's going to win.
To get the redemption, yeah. Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Who do you think's going to win, and do you think anything is going to happen in this match or after the match or anything like that?
I think Becky will win.
Okay. Do you think anything special is going to happen in this match? Somebody going to help? Is she going to cheat? Or is there just she pins her clean and the match is over? What do you think is going to happen?
I think she's going to cheat.
Okay. Do you think Bianca's going to get her haircut?
Yeah. Not all of it, like the big ponytail.
Yeah, the ponytail. It'd be great if she shaved her head. Like,
you think anybody might help Becky? Like, we think maybe someone like Bayley will come back in because Bayley's out because of Bianca and she might come back or something. Or do you just think Becky will win?
No, I just think Becky will win.
Okay. Do you think Bayley's going to show up at all on any of this?
No.
No. Save her for maybe like SmackDown or something?
Probably like the next pay-per-view, like the very, very end, they can have a women's main event.
Oh, so do you think she's going to show up like the night after WrestleMania like they do on Raw or on SmackDown? Like she comes back then?
Yeah, possibly.
The Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios.
Mysterios. Because they've kept stealing, they stole his mask, and there's been like a big feud about the whole mask, and it's pretty obvious that Mysterios would win.
And even though on Monday, they got the upper hand and they beat them up, both of them pretty good. Do you think maybe that is something that you would look for, that that the bad guys would actually still win, or do you think maybe Logan Paul becomes a good guy and beats up the Miz?
Yeah, actually, I do think that will happen. Logan, it will be like the end of the match, and then Miz will like pin the Mysterio, and then Logan Paul will like just push him off, and then beat him up.
Okay. Question for Billy in the middle of this, real quick. I think this is an easy answer for you too, Billy. Is there any chance that The Rock is showing up at all? John feels night 2 needs a little something else exciting.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know so or anything. I just feel there's that rumor that John Cena is going to be there as the Peacemaker. I don't know if that. I still don't know if that's April Fool's or not, or whether he's trying to promote that show. But yeah, I don't think so.
Austin, who do you think is going to be Seth's opponent, and who would you like to have as Seth's opponent?
I think it'll be Cody.
Okay.
I'd like it to be Undertaker, because he would just come out of the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The day after, and it'd be really cool.
Are you excited at all for Cody? Not really, huh?
Not really.
Yeah. Same thing. Just, it's okay. So, and you would expect whoever is against Seth wins, unless they do the gauntlet match?
Yeah.
Okay. We did Drew in that. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and that's the Usos versus Rick Boogs and Shinsuke.
I think the Usos are going to win by cheating.
Okay. So maybe a pull of the trunks or something like that for a pin?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. That's one of those matches. It's like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So, SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Who wins and how does it end?
Rousey wins, I think.
Okay. By how?
I think she's going to win by the Kurt Angle thing. The
ankle
thing.
Lock.
Yeah.
Okay. No armbar, just the ankle lock this time.
Yeah.
Is Charlotte Flair ugly?
No.
No, see?
Well, he's young, Billy. He doesn't know yet.
She's really ugly.
Oh, shit.
Not ugly, really ugly. See, that's a good kid right there. All right. What do you think is going to happen?
Why are you sucking up to Cav for?
Because I'm right. Just tells the truth. Mandy or Charlotte, do we need to say? Stone Cold on the KO show. What do you think is going to happen? Is this going to be, are they going to have that talk show first and then they fight? Or is Austin just going to go to the ring and start fighting? Or are they going to have an official match? What do you think is going to happen?
I think that KO is going to, I think they're going to start talking for about 5-10 minutes. And then KO is going to get up. And they're just going to, Austin and KO are going to square up. And then KO is going to go for the stunner. And then Austin's going to block it and hit his own stunner. And then just beer all over him.
And that's it.
Just where he goes, in his face.
Real quick. See, my wish is that they get into this, like maybe they talk for 1 minute. And then they start to brawl and KO does something to him to where it's kind of cheating, like uses something on Austin to knock him out a little bit and leaves him laying there. And then when walking away thinking he conquered Stone Cold gets the microphone and says, tomorrow, me and you, a match. And then everyone goes crazy because then tomorrow is the next night for Stone Cold to actually have a comeback match. Very wishful thinking, but, we doubt that. Day 2, title. We'll go to the title match dead last. That'll be the main event. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Oh, God. I think Bobby Lashley's going to win.
Okay, and that's just, he's going to beat the Giant, knock him down.
I think Omos is going to dominate the whole, Omos is going to dominate the whole match. And Bobby's going to knock him over like twice and then hit the spear.
Okay. All right. That doesn't sound too bad. Tag team championships. You have RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy.
I think they're going to do the thing where Street Profits are about to win, and then Randy's going to come in, RKO them, and then RK Bro win.
Do you think it's unusual that they killed the Street Profits on Monday? Like they RKO'd them left and right, left them laying in the ring. Do you think maybe that helps the Street Profits so now they would win this next night, or do you not really put anything into that?
Yeah, using our theory about, stuff that happens on TV.
I mean, they could, but I think RK Bro are going to make them even more angry. They're going to steal the win off them. And then the next pay-per-view, there'll be a match 1-on-1 between them.
Okay. Yeah, your dad is thinking maybe the next night that the Profits get this belt, which is a good idea too. This one's interesting, and I'd like to know what you think, because more than even a win, what do you think will happen? It is Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Do you watch Jackass? Do you ever see any of that stuff?
No, I've never seen it.
It's 18.
Never seen it. Okay. Yeah, I would think. I'm surprised, Billy, you haven't shown him Jackass.
It's 18. Like, I don't really go past 15, really.
Okay. So yeah, this one will be hard for him to.
So.
Yeah, this one would be. That's okay to do. So, and John was saying, he said that never say never comment from Taker, just for nothing, or is he gonna do something in the future? I'm thinking if he does do anything, it's this more than like maybe he takes a Saudi money. What do you think, Billy?
No, I think it's tonight or no, never.
Okay. So with the Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville, I guess you won't have too much input for this other than who do you think is going to win this?
I think Johnny Knoxville is going to win.
Okay.
I think Sami Zayn's going to keep trying to cheat, and then Knoxville's going to win. And at the end, that weapon at the start that was fake at the very start of the whole
that shocking thing.
Yeah. I think Johnny Knoxville's going to put a real one proper into him.
Okay. Yeah, because if you've seen these jackasses in Knoxville before, they do a lot of stunts, and I think all of his jackass crew will be there, and I think they're going to have like a room full of mouse traps and people falling down and all that kind of nonsense too. Pat McAfee, the ring announcer or the commentator, versus Austin Theory.
I think Theory's going to win. I think Mr. McMahon's going to help Theory.
Okay. Do you think McMahon ends up having a match here, or just shows up to distract or help a little bit?
Just shows up to distract and help.
Okay. Your father is thinking that he is actually going to be in the match, which will be very interesting to see a 70-some-year-old rolling around. He looked like Flair.
Your father thinks this.
Your father believes, but he's put all he's got on this one, and the more that we see happen, I'm more believing it. Women's tag team match. Queen
but remember, I said it before you saw it. That's the thing.
Oh, yes.
Because what this is going to be is people are going to turn around and say stuff like, "Oh, it was obvious. It was obvious from TV." It's like, no, dude. They announced the match, and that was it. And then I said it. So
yeah, I was worried for you because you put all your chips in when Conan and Disco said, "Is he having a match with him or not? Is he going to be in the ring having action?" You said yes. So I said, "Ooh, putting it all in there." So women's tag team championship, you have the champions Queen Zelina and Carmella, who are the champions there, versus Naomi and Sasha, versus Ripley and Liv, versus Natalya and Baszler. Who do you think's going to win this?
I think Sasha and Naomi are going to steal it at the end.
Okay.
Who's the hottest woman in this match?
I was going to ask that same thing. Good question.
You were going to ask him that. He was going to ask it anyway.
I swear to God, I was going to ask the same thing. Sasha's the hottest.
Yeah.
You like Sasha the best. Your dad, he likes I won't even put you under the bus and say Baszler, Billy. I say you like Carmella the best, right? Or do you like Sasha the best too?
In the match, Carmella, yeah.
Yeah. You just like Carmella. Okay. Edge versus AJ Styles. Now Edge is a bad guy now, doing dastardly things with a blue light, and he looks like a maniac with the hair. It looks like a homeless man. What do you think?
Carmella, yeah. Wow. I got cramp in my fingers. Carmella.
All right. What
Cramp
about the
fingers.
Edge and AJ?
Edge.
Okay.
Uh,
All right,
Why?
let's see.
He wanted. He asked you to tell him why.
I don't know. It's just obvious why Edge will win.
All right, you on the main event now?
It is the main event time. It is
Right.
title
I'm
for
just gonna
title.
pop out of this room because while we're doing the show, Austin gets presents on WrestleMania Day. Not like Christmas or his birthday, but just a couple of bits. Let me pop out and get them, and I'll give them to him on the show.
Oh, very
Sorry.
good. Okay.
Austin,
See,
you
that's
carry
good.
on.
WrestleMania Presents Day. I never had that.
It's
My
not like
parents would
ridiculous
beat me on
amounts of things.
WrestleMania Day. Title for title, Roman Reigns. He's had it a long time, but he's had problems with Brock Lesnar for a long time. Who wins this? Who is the Universal World Champion after it's all said and done?
I think that Usos are going to come in. Brock Lesnar's going to F5 him. It's going to be like everyone thinks it's going to be the end. Usos are going to come like out of the ring, pull Roman Reigns out of the ring, and then Brock Lesnar's going to beat the crap out of the Usos, and then Roman Reigns is just going to hit a sneaky spear, and that'll be it.
So you don't think that would be for disqualification because you don't think the Usos will actually hit Brock? He will just be beating them up, so they won't stop the match.
Yeah.
Okay. Your father's coming in with this. Now, we had a question. If they really unify these belts and no one is going to beat Reigns for the next year, how are WWE going to rebuild Drew? Maybe a match with Cena at Mania. Otherwise, he's kind of got nothing. I agree. He does really not have anything going on. He's in a rut. But they were supposed to be where Drew was supposed to win the Brock belt. But what's wrong with Drew winning the IC title and like reestablishing it? Because that title, I understand that it would be, that's like going down the ladder instead of back up. But that belt needs to have somebody that is reputable wearing it, because Ricochet as the Intercontinental Champion does nothing to me. Plus, he's not a good guy for the fans. He doesn't want to sign any autographs, apparently. So
Hello.
let's see what Billy's got.
Where's this camera gone? What did you do?
Nothing.
You're right there, Billy. Just sit there. You're good.
All right.
I agree with Sneaky Killer. Nobody buy me WrestleMania presents.
I would. What's that? Agree. Sasha's the hottest.
Yeah.
I wish someone would buy me WrestleMania presents. Well, we're normally at WrestleMania, so we normally get something from Access or whatever. But like obviously, because we're not there, we'll just do it here instead. But so here's the first thing for your collection of Funkos.
Okay, what do you got?
You need to hold it up because no one's going to have any idea.
You got that stuttery camera. Okay, it's Mr. T and Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've never even seen that before. That's good. That's a good one.
Where'd you get it from?
I just got it at a shop. I know where you can get it from. All right,
I bet you the people on the stream want that one. That's a good one. And I know it's hard for everybody watching on the cam too because of the 90s dial-up that Billy has. But we'll see it when it pauses.
Oh my god, when did you get this done?
Oh, it's
when from the what are they called? High spots?
Let's see. Oh, signed by Bray Wyatt. No kidding. Oh, damn. That's pretty good. Signed to you as well. That's nice. A Fiend action figure signed by Bray Wyatt. That's great. I almost think you get these for yourself, Billy.
They get the extra like $25 or whatever it was to add the personalization. Which says,
just to add someone's name instead of signature.
And it says like 4 words. So I think we had to Austin,
Bray
let
Wyatt.
me in.
Yeah.
What do you think of these picks for next year's Mania? Rock Reigns, Cena, Drew, Ronda, Becky.
Cena Drew.
So yeah, somebody's thinking that it's going to be like to help Drew, because if he's not going to get for a title, I said kick the IC title and build it up. Drew could actually make the IC title like worthy, because it's on Ricochet right now. Who cares about IC then? It needs to be on someone who's qualified.
That's a good theory. Like, I mean, if they do unify the belts and Cody walking around with that, you know, horrendous tattoo, it could be worth having if he's the United States champion for a year, and Drew McIntyre's maybe the Intercontinental. I don't know, but they've never achieved it. They've had like one belt before. The Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
I can't think really the last time the Intercontinental really built somebody up, other than Randy Orton in Evolution, is the last person I can recall. I don't know if you can. Do you remember anybody in your life? Actually, that's before he was alive. So let me ask you, since you've been alive, do you remember anybody having the Intercontinental title and thinking, oh my God, they should win the world title? Like they're so good as the Intercontinental champion.
No, not really.
US champion?
Not really.
These youngsters, these younger kids, they have no correlation to, oh, he's the US or IC champion, so he might be ready for this or that. Back then, like, I remember when people were getting it, because we'd seen Savage and Warrior and Bret and Shawn transition.
It was a step up.
We saw the example, and The Rock. We saw the examples. So when Orton had it, like, we knew where Orton was going, and same with Cena with the US belts. But since those two, it's just not happened at all. The usage has been, and that coincides with the two. Have you noticed that coincides with the two championships? The IC and the US don't make people now, because the World Heavyweight title does instead. Everybody gets to be champion. Oscar, Lacey Evans, or Bayley may return this week. I don't know if you're telling me or
no.
He's got a question mark on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Bayley, I think, more so than any of the other two.
The
weird thing about Oscar is they were saying, they made no mention of it. They were going, if Mandy wins tonight, is she the greatest NXT champion ever? And it's like Oscar had
they
that
said
thing
greatest
for,
like
years.
product. I think they didn't even say champ. They said like product of NXT, which was odd. So, but like with the IC, right? I feel like before it was trying to make the person by putting the title on, like you were saying, right? And I think right now it's completely the opposite, where they need to put the person on the title to make the title worthy again. It's even when it was Nakamura and Sammy's, I mean, you were like, it didn't do anything. Nakamura more so than the last two here. But if Drew has that title, that's a world champion quality person with the second tier belt, and build that belt up. The US one you could actually play with and throw around a little bit more for even the lesser, because I think that's obviously the third in the company, because that doesn't come from their company originally. But I would think Drew with that belt could make that belt worth something again, going against big guys. But like I said too, they need to change the style of that belt. That new look, I really think it takes down a quality of a title, which is stupid, but in my head it does.
Yeah, I mean, we got a coin here. I don't know if you've ever seen the British 2p coin, but that's what it looks like. We have a 2 pence coin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like that. Like legit looks like that.
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't know why they feel the need to do that. Do you know for sure? We talked about this yesterday on the betting show, and most of you guys didn't see that or hear it. You were saying, is there going to be a new title that is brought to the ring? Because you were talking about Undertaker bringing it, and he declined to do that, to bring it to ringside. Are they still just going to have a new title though for this, for the unification?
They were floating around ideas as to like where. What to do with Undertaker on the show. This was more down during a time where they weren't sure how big the Hall of Fame class and whatnot would be. And obviously, you want to have Undertaker doing something significant on the show. If he's not going to come out and beat Seth Rollins, which he isn't, and he's not going to come out and sort of pay out on that comment where he turned around and goes, "Never say never." You do want to do something else, and there was an idea pitched where he would unveil the championship, much like they use Mick Foley and Stephanie to do the unveiling of the Universal. And didn't Mick Foley also unveil the
24/7?
The 24/7, yeah. So,
everyone groaned.
Yeah,
they used Mick Foley for the 24/7.
Didn't feel that was the right thing for him to do. So that's where that ended up. But that does tell me that there is a new belt.
I mean, I understand that they want probably Reigns to hold up 2 belts at the end of the thing with fireworks and everything standing over Brock. So probably not getting the title that night. So maybe then this next week, if they are doing the new one.
Yeah, and you can go on your social media and go, tonight on SmackDown, the presentation of the new championship, and you can pull a number out of that, because people, the curiosity of, even for old fans, it's like, oh, we know the Winged Eagle, we know the shitty spinner. Like, let's just watch the new belt for a couple of minutes. Like, I think that's a good hook. But
do you have any insights on what this thing might look like at all, or just the word that there's might be a new belt? It's like very not much info you have.
Nah, I don't know anything, but I think it would probably be just a larger version of the black one. I feel that it would just be a larger or more of a. I think it would be that. I'm envisioning that the Intercontinental title sort of similar thing where it would be where it would be like the Winged Eagle with the new logo in it, but just the branding. They turn around and goes. I've heard them say before. They're very much aware of this statement where there's an internal thing in the company where they know that the Coca-Cola logo is seen 3 times a day by every person in the planet who goes outside. That's the marketing strategy of Coke, right? So that tells you the strength of, or according to them, that highlights the strength of brand awareness. And that's why they very much go with the belts, which they probably know look like shit. But for them, it's all like branding. They're not looking to do the whole AEW thing where it's like, oh, let's make a nice belt. And by the way, AEW belts look shit. So it doesn't always
It does.
Yeah. So
yeah,
but I believe it's just, I don't know. I really don't know if it's nostalgia or whether they just really hit the nail on the head. But is the look of the old Winged Eagle and the old World Tag Team Championships with that globe that said world in it, and the Winged Eagle, the Intercontinental, the tag belts, were they the best looking belts ever, or were they the most important belts ever? Because we're completely convinced that they are the best looking belts ever, and no belt ever produced that's come along compares to those belts. Is that actually correct? Would that be the correct thing in his eyes, which are obviously more neutral than ours? So what we're saying is, if we put all the belts up, would you point to the old Winged Eagle, which is this one, and say that is the best looking belt you've seen? No.
What's the best looking belt?
The Intercontinental in 2013.
What one was that?
The white and yellow.
White.
Okay, so the main one we know, just in white.
The one we know in white.
Cody.
So that is still a good.
That's the IC belt.
I think so. Is what who had it?
I think it was Ziggler.
Ziggler had it.
Yeah.
Ziggler did have it. I mean, it's the regular Intercontinental title without the black strap, like the same one Ultimate Warrior would wear, same one, but just a white strap.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the regular IC. And I've always said I love the IC the best too. But if he's got to look at like best belts for, here's world champion belt, here's IC belt, here's tag belt.
Well, everybody likes Big Gold. Are you a fan of Big Gold?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's a clunky looking mess. Like it's just swirly with a bunch of stuff on. It looks it's ugly to me. I don't think it's as clean.
Big Gold. Do you like Big Gold?
No, that's the one that Randy had, right?
Yeah. Do you like that?
No.
So he doesn't like big
It's all
gold.
messy and clunky.
Yeah, it's that mess. The only thing I think they've done a good job of when they've changed the belt is the U.S. title. That's the only one that I think they got good. Not this latest one. Not the newer one. I forgot about the newer one. But the one that actually had the flag on it through it. Because even that WCW original one was a really good looking belt.
And a small flag, though.
Yeah, a little flag. So this one was just almost the same, but with bigger flag to it. And even the new one, I'm not screaming that it's garbage. It's not the best, but it's by far not the worst when they've changed belts. So that doesn't drive me as crazy. But there was no reason to change it. The spinner one, that one was not that great. And they only did that.
What about the one before the spinner? I'm going to put here WWE Championship 2002.
Is that the giant gold, the giant eagle? Triple H?
Yeah, no, he doesn't like that one either. What about the Attitude Era WWE Championship?
My actual favorite is the NWO one.
What one?
The NWO title.
That's the big gold.
Yeah, that's big gold spray painted.
Yeah, I know.
Then how do you like that?
What, bad as in good? Or bad as in bad?
Bad as in bad.
Right.
Which one is that? What are you showing?
The Attitude Era WWE.
Oh, that's the JBL belt that I call it then?
Nah, the JBL belt, he saw that one before and didn't like that one either. So
what's the Attitude Era
really
belt then?
Belt is the $1 million one.
$1 million, yeah, but that can't be the world title.
Which one is Attitude belt that you're trying to say?
The one that Austin had, when they changed it over. You just Google it, the Attitude Era belt.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is that the Triple H belt, the big eagle?
It's the winged eagle, but it's like on a round plate. It's winged eagle on a round plate. Austin originally had a navy blue strap, which I thought looked pretty good. Yeah.
Apparently, they said they never changed that strap.
Belt. The Smoking Skull belt's good as well. I like that.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, but if it's for one person, I'm not a fan of when they do that kind of stuff. The JBL belt, I wasn't a fan of either when it was the Eddie Guerrero belt. That wasn't a favorite either. But it really seems like they have not got it right in a while. And you know what's funny is I don't want to say it grew on me, this new one that's out now, or the regular world title now with just WW on it. But I've been okay with it and not screaming. I'm not a fan of it, but compared to some of these other nightmares, I think the tag belts are horrible.
Yeah, I think that if they brought back the Winged Eagle and simply just put their new logo in it very small, and Roman was walking around with that, and he had the lineage of that belt, and he was going past people with the belt, he's past everybody at the moment. He's got to get past Hogan, and I don't think he's going to get past Backlund. Well, I don't think he's going to get past 5 years, 6 years, whatever Backlund was, or Bruno. But, if he has the lineage of that, if he faces The Rock next year, and he's walking in with the Winged Eagle Championship off the back of this match, that match somehow gets bigger for me. That's crazy, but it does.
And they also had the belt where it was the Scribble WW and changed that. That was barely around. What John was asking, it was the Attitude Era Scribble WW. And that was what was it first? The universe. It was just the world title. And then they changed the logo to say World Universal or some World Heavyweight, because then it was the combined and they just added words to it. And that was it.
What'd you say? You want to say? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. Are we through? Is there anything else? I
mean,
people have asked their questions. We were gonna.
He needs to go to bed for 3 hours, and then
wake back up.
I need to tidy up before my buddy Umar and Dan, my buddy Dan, come over. So I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to compensate for being here. I don't want to be here. I want to be there. Especially seeing my other friend who gives me info.
It's driving you crazy.
Which you've seen the photos and what he's doing out there. He's drinking with people and everything. I mean, and that's one of the things that I'm not going to share these photos that I shared with you. But when people go, "Oh, why should we believe you and not Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp and all these other guys?" Dude, me and my friends are out there drinking with the wrestlers, right? We know everybody on a proper level, on a social level. Okay. So I'm not there right now. The show goes on without me. Everybody that I'm friends with in my wrestling circle could run a wrestling news website. It just ends up being me because I have the background of reality TV and podcasting. It just carries on and on. And obviously, like, you know, not everybody wants to do it. So everybody who is there now, they are just out there doing what I'm doing, hanging out with the people where I'd be hanging out with, and they probably know a few of the WrestleMania results, and they're going to be making some money. So yeah.
I got something for you that was just said on here. You want to see what it says? This is a good one from about Meltzer.
Yeah, I've seen that. But
really?
We already addressed that. With
him having that's him saying getting out of a legal contract, trying to back out.
No, he's going. He said something like his line was so ridiculous. It was like the WWE think they said it should be Cody. He said the only way it won't be is if Cody decides to back out.
Oh,
they said,
God.
But at the moment, the WWE think they've got him. It's like, what is this? Like they made a phone call and said, "Oh, hey, you're gonna be there? Okay, cool. Like we won't bother with a handshake. We'll take your word for it. Just show up, be at this hotel at 4 p.m. and then just get in the car and just say WWE and it'll be on our tab, and then come down to the show and we'll see you there. Hopefully
just walk in the back.
Are we good writing a storyline for you? Just on the back of the, you'll say that you'll be there. Yeah, that's all cool. What a load of fucking shit that is. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's complete. Not the only reason he wouldn't be there is because they say, "Hey, dude, everybody knows you're going to be here."
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm hoping. They just say that and say, "Take her, have one more. It's a Mania. F it.
Yeah,
you'll get your better record in there."
Just say, go out there and you'll beat Veer Mahan tomorrow in 2 minutes on Raw. Like, you know.
I'm praying for that and my joke booking, and I'm like, oh my God, how great would that be? All that hype and Veer gets smashed out. All right, Kiddo's got to get to sleep. Billy's got to get his stuff together, and Billy's eating his heart out watching his friends at Mania pal around, but he will eat his heart out 3 times as much when he sees all of his friends hanging out at my wedding and he sits at home. Oh, Billy, you got to just go get the shot.
Listen, I want to get this last message in. So last comment in. Know the deal. You know the deal. Someone put Mania hot take. All the faces win night 1. All the heels win night 2.
That'd be interesting, just for a thing, you know. Let me go look at what it is, right?
So but that would mean Sami Zayn has to win tomorrow. You see?
Well, yeah, that's the celebrity that loses. All right, I'll read it real quickly. Who would win? Day 1. Did he say who he said? Faces win night 1. You get Bianca wins. Okay. You get Mysterio's win. You get the guy who's facing Rollins wins. You get Drew who wins. You get Shinsuke and Boogs win the titles.
That's not that far-fetched.
You get Ronda winning. Austin, just beats up. Now, heels day 2. Roman, Edge, the tag match, one of the bad, which is pretty much Queen Zelina and or Natty and Shayna. Austin Theory or McMahon. Sami Zayn. I guess Street Profits or Alpha Academy, because they're kind of bad guys, and Omos.
Whoa, okay. That could happen. That could all happen.
It's not crazy. It isn't crazy. It isn't crazy. You know the deal.
We only really strongly disagree with the Usos and Johnny Knoxville, right? So
yeah, I'm more so with the Usos more than I am of Sami Zayn beating a guy who isn't there. But like I said, it's going to be a nonsense match, and that's the only way Knoxville gets away with saving face for Sammy.
Here's my last prediction: the crowd in Texas don't treat Bianca as the babyface tonight.
That's a great. Did you see them try to doctor that during the NXT when they played the story of Sasha and Becky and Bianca? I couldn't believe what they did. They piped it in the booze when Becky won. against her at SummerSlam and had people holding their heads going, I can't believe Becky did this, and made it like she was the dastardly one who beat Bianca. And I'm like, the place was cheering when Becky won. She wasn't a bad guy, but they trying to rewrite history. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. We should probably do this each time we record. Hell, when we record the Informer, we should
do this every day. We should do this every day.
Every day. Let me go to the gun shop, buy a gun, kill myself, do it every day. Join us next time. We'll have a Mania wrap up, and we're going to be doing the Informer, of course, next week again. I'm Cav. That's Billy. That's Austin. Named after Stone Cold Steve. Isn't that cool? You were named after Stone Cold Steve Austin. Isn't that great? Same with my boy Fausty Walnuts kid. Small. Both named after him. There you go. That's good. With orange, too. Is that orange or red?
Red.
There you go. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.
All right.